Mongo.
I'm Emily, and today we are joined by Rachel.
Thank you for coming back,
Hello,
Rachel.
hello, hello. How is everybody?
Good. Hopefully everything's going good for you. Now, people are probably saying, well, where's Smokey? Where's Jeff? Well, he's trying to find Bill Parcells down in Louisiana, aka he's trying to get a big old tuna. So hopefully Jeff tunes in, chats along, but we're going to plug along and we have our predictions. I heard he gave you 17 pages of notes, all highlighted, instructed, and color coded.
I do. Yes. And I was not allowed to read them beforehand. So,
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, we don't talk about our predictions ever beforehand. I try, and he's like, nope, you got to wait. You got to wait.
Same with
We
us.
do it too.
I'll give
Yeah.
her little teasers here and there, but I usually try not to, give everything away. Sometimes I can think where she's going and she swerves me. Just like sometimes I think I know where you and Jeff are going and you swerve us. So, but I'm ready to talk about Full Gear. There's 13 matches, 4 on the pre-show and 9 main card. Back in Newark, New Jersey. I'm excited for this.
I am too. This is going to be a big one.
I think that they've got so much going on in such a great way that every style of wrestling is covered from pre-show into the main show.
I agree.
Yes.
It's the buffet we all love to eat.
It's like that cruise buffet after you see a great wrestling match and getting some great desserts.
I was going to say, no offense, but our cruise buffet is not that fucking great.
Hey, we got an upgraded ship this year. Maybe they'll bring back the one thing I missed last year.
Crepes?
Yes, crepes.
Oh, I know. Every day they were supposed to have those, and they didn't.
Nope, I want my damn crepes.
But I like the fact that this is going to be the women's first tag team belt. So
it'll definitely
that's big for AEW.
And it's going to be great, too, because wait till you hear how split everyone is on this tournament, because I know we had TJ get shockingly eliminated, but now we have 4 teams. So when we get there, we'll have to really we'll have to get everyone's kind of gauge on who you think's going to win the tournament. But
I'm going to let you guys handle most of that one, because let me tell you, I am so confused by that match. So let's get to the easy ones.
Yes. First up we have on the pre-show, it was just announced that Eddie Kingston and Hook put an open challenge while the Workhorsemen, JD Drake and Anthony Henry, have answered that challenge. And here's a little new fun fact that I'm debuting for episode. I actually have everyone's Full Gear record. So surprisingly, Eddie Kingston is 1-1, and the Workhorsemen and Hook are all making their Full Gear debut, because Hook has only ever been there as a manager. So
no kidding.
We'll do ladies and Jeff first since we have notes. So Rachel, who do you think is going to win this opening match, and what are your thoughts?
My thought is I'm going to go with Kingston and Hook.
Hello, Ramiro.
All the way. I think that they're a really good tag team, and I think that them working together and climbing up the ladder is a good thing. So that's who I'm going to go with. And I don't see his for this one. So I don't know if this was out before he left or not.
I think I'll channel my crew Smokey here. I think he's going to go for his boy Eddie Kingston and Hook. I think that's who he would go for.
I agree.
That's who I'm going with. Love the Workhorsemen. They are just like hometown favorites at this point. I can't lie
Both
about it.
Both hometowns, from where we grew up at Maine, seen him in Limitless, then we moved down here in North Carolina.
For real. Like, I really enjoy that all of them are getting their TV time. However, like I wrote in the comments, please give us a new tag team name for Hook and Eddie, because I'm sorry, but Hook and Eddie is just like too long.
King
we
Hook.
Have like Keddy.
Kingston Hook. I don't know.
We need something.
But I agree with Alex here. Hook getting more mentorships can only be a great thing. I think it's good. Help him kind of get his persona, get his character over, get his style. We know he can throw a suplex. We know he can win a squash. But let's see how he goes against someone who can wrestle in a JD Drake or Anthony Henry, who can kind of stretch him out. So I think it'll be a good test. I'm also going for Hook and Eddie Kingston. And I can see someone like Eddie Kingston getting the pinfall because, again, he's pretty much over the bridge from where he grew up. So, a New York native in the tri-state area going over in Newark, I can see that happening.
And they're pretty evenly matched, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. There's going to be
Anthony Henry's a beast.
Yeah, and he's done some chops, and JD Drake's probably going to have a redder chest after this match because he always has a chop party. And then a surprising one, because the last year at Full Gear, they were enemies. You had QT Marshall face off against the debuting Big Boom, and now they're partners because Big Boom AJ is 1-0 at Full Gear. QT Marshall is 0-2, and Roppongi Vice is 1-0. So those are the records going in. And Roppongi Vice have kind of been making his life a living hell, from pushing his son down, attacking him at a bar, and then recently at Ring of Honor almost breaking his arm, kind of hurting his leg and tearing to take him out. So this should be a fun pre-show match. But what does Rachel and Jeff say for this one? Do we have Roppongi Vice, or do we have Boom and Doom?
Okay, here we go. I have Boom and Doom. I think because since he like pushed the kid down, the parent always has to win because you're not going to touch my kid. So I think that's going to come back. I like the fact that them two have teamed up instead of being enemies this time. So I do like that. The little kid's starting to grow on me a little bit more. So he is a cute little thing and he is trying hard. So, but I got them. I got Boom Doom.
Boom Doom. I like that one. So
Yep.
did Jeff have notes for this one?
Yes, Jeff does. He has Boom Doom as well. I've been a big fan of RPG Vice since their ROH in JPW days, but I do not see them winning this match. I am sure they will gladly put over Boom and Doom. Should be a fun pre-show style match that will most likely cater to the more casual viewer or fan during the free portion of the show. Yeah, so Boom Doom it is. Boom Doom.
So Emily, are you gonna give Boom and Doom a chance, or are you gonna go Roppongi?
We're
Vice.
going with the Boom because I love their charisma. I absolutely think that what a dream these kids are living right now. It is so wholesome. I think I tear up every time Big Justice and the Rizzler come out because
we better get the Rizzler again.
I think of my own child and how that would be so emotionally effective for him to like have something like that happen. I don't know, like it just hits me right in the feels every time those two kids come out. Just such a feel good moment. And then again, I say this every time, I'm not apologizing. Big Boom AJ brings the YouTube viewers, whether they're wrestling fans or not, they're seeing and tuning into what he is doing. I'm sure he'll be streaming it on TikTok. It's just something I feel is a smart thing that AEW does, partnering with a YouTube star.
No, I agree. I'm kind of hoping personally that maybe this starts to tailor off of it, because I feel like the charm of what they've done is starting to wane. I'm not saying they're bad, but I don't feel like they're all over social media like they used to be. I think the Rizzler's kind of taken over their spot, so that's why I'm like, hope the Rizzler comes back. But I agree. I think it's still fun. I think Big Boom AJ being a trained wrestler helps out. Like you said, his charisma. The crowd absolutely loved him. He's in his hometown again, basically. And QT Marshall can literally turn like shit into a frosted cupcake. He makes magic. I mean, every time you see a match with QT Marshall, QT Marshall. But since he's come back to AEW, this second run has been the best thing that's ever happened to QT Marshall.
Because what about QTV? Harley Cameron was the best thing that happened.
But that's
to
what
him.
I'm saying. That's that style run. Like that second run really kind of helped elevate people. It really helped, and I think he's found his role. He's like the lovable enhancement talent that also sometimes gets that win. So I like it, and I think it'll be fun. And I think Roppongi Vice can take the L here on the pre-show.
I see Lance Archer.
He's in Japan right now, so you
can
can see him on television. He's with Alex Zane. Meet baby.
Just kidding. Who else do we see coming? Somebody.
There's
from
700.
The
there's 700 people in the non-Callis family. Somebody will show up.
Yes, agreed. I think it's going to show up later on in the matches.
And then a match that I'm excited for, just because the Outrunners are in it, and not just that, but like I popped just because again the Outrunners are here. But we have the 200,000 Tailgate Brawl 4-way. Kind of wish it wasn't a money match because I feel like there's already too many money matches lately. But I do like that we have the Not Acclaimed versus the Outrunners versus the Bang Bang Gang versus Big Bill and Brian Keith. I'm really excited to see all of them. I kind of have a feeling where Jeff's going, but I'm really curious to see where you're going, Rachel. So what do you and Smokey got for predictions on this one?
I don't know why we're wrestling over money. Do they, seriously, do we need money? Because money's a big thing now. I mean, I would think that they make enough money that they wouldn't have to wrestle for. But So yeah, they could have thought something else besides 200,000 for sure. But I think who's going to win? I would really like to see the Outrunners take this.
Get some new jet
Uh,
skis.
yes, yes. I think that it would be a good time for them to win this for sure. I don't see any of the other ones making it past it, but hopefully the Outrunners take it this time. So they deserve a win. They've kind of been losing. So
I agree with Alex here. Them winning 200,000, I think it's 200 million because they're stuck in the 80s and inflation will be hilarious. So,
yes.
did Jeff go with Rachel here? Did Jeff match you on this one, or is Jeff going to go and change up his mind? Because I know usually he doesn't tend to match you right in the beginning.
No, and he does not match me. He has not the Acclaimed.
Oh,
I know. I'm really happy to see the Bang Bang Gang and the Outrunners on a pay-per-view. It has been a minute. Hopefully, we get to see a lot more of them on AEW television in the very near future. A win by Not the Acclaimed would definitely keep their storyline progressing and moving forward. Not sure what the money for winning actually will do for any of these teams, though. Currently, when I think of money matches, I think of some sort of future storyline with the Young Bucks, which is true.
no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, do you got Not the Acclaimed, the Outrunners, the Bang Bang Gang, or do you have the former Learning Tree?
I have the Bang
Dun, dun,
Bang
dun.
Gang.
Guns up.
I can't go against them. And I also have the Outrunners. It's like,
Well, you gotta
they're
pick.
right there.
You gotta pick one.
I did. I picked the Bang Bang Gang, but like Outrunners as well. I just wanted it known. I feel like this is a great way to segue into a contendership match eventually.
Like number one contenders.
Yeah, like narrow it down to the two people, and they're the two teams, and they're gonna go in for a contendership or something.
Yeah.
I mean this non-offensively. I think that it's cool that on the pre-show we're getting like the next tier of the tag teams. So I think that's really smart. I don't want to say like
No,
the mid card of tag teams, but they all
No,
are
but you
like
have to
the
kind of
mid-card
you got to
teams.
establish a winning streak, establish some sort of run. No, that makes sense. You're kind of like
Yeah.
the next team up, like the next challengers.
Yeah, and I think that this is a really cool way to showcase them. And again, on the pre-show, because let's show off what we have. What's the future of the company? Is
Yep.
it the youngest veteran?
And it's also you want to showcase some of your crowd though, get that crowd hot, get them over. I mean, every team in this group is pretty much over. So I think it'll be a fun match. I mean, again, you have, like Jeff said, not the Acclaimed storyline going on. You have the Outrunners who are just completely over everywhere they go. The Bang Bang Gang, like you said, so charismatic. And then you have Big Bill and Brian Keith who people just started falling in love with them. And I think people hated the Learning Tree, but it started to work.
Oh my god!
Hello,
I think there's
Smokey.
smoke in the comments.
Hello, hello, hello.
But I think I agree. I'm gonna agree with Jeff here. I think not the Acclaimed for that storyline. Also because the records kind of indicate this to me. The Acclaimed are 1-1 at Full Gear. You have the Outrunners who are 0-1. Juice Robinson's debuting. Austin Gunn is 0-1, and Big Bill and Brian Keith are debuting as well. So I think too, there's a little bit more experience. And the last time that the Acclaimed won at Full Gear, it was together. So they got to come together, get this win, get this money, and then they're going to argue over the money. So I think to take Alex's storyline a little bit, I think the not Acclaimed win, and we see some funny segments with them trying to split the money. Maybe Max trying to buy something, and then Bowen trying to buy.
They're gonna buy a trademark of a new name.
No, they're gonna buy something. Yeah, something ridiculous. Something absolutely ridiculous.
I want to point out that we have 40% for the Acclaimed, 30% for Bang Bang Gang, 20% for Outrunners, and 10% for Bill and Keith. And I just want to point out, 10% ain't bad.
I mean, 10%'s not bad, but I think the biggest thing here is, I'm going to throw a little bit of tinfoil on. I think that Big Bill and Brian Keith look like they're about to win. And I think maybe Chris Jericho comes and gets a little revenge and takes Floyd to Big Bill's knee. I think Jericho returns and costs Big Bill and Brian Keith the match because he's still disappointed in them. Because the last time he left in April, he was smashing everything with Floyd saying, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
You
So that's
are
just some
correct.
tinfoil. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but like I'm going to give that a 10% as well. You kind of helped me with that segue. Outrunners will win and buy some jet skis and promos would be epic. Yes, Captain. I think it'll be hilarious if they were just running around on jet skis and all the different promos like, we're here in Utah on a jet ski. Like, okay, you're in Utah. Like it would be
like
funny.
4-wheelers and shit.
Or they're like, we're in Nevada on jet skis. But wait, there's no water in Nevada. Where are you jet skiing?
Monster truck. Like, there's some stuff they could get.
I think it can work with all if done right. And probably, I like Jericho. I'm gonna tell you that Alex is gonna eat his hat if he shows up on the pre-show. That's why I said 10%. But a match that I think I'm looking forward to the most, and a lot of people complain that this was on the pre-show, but I really like what Dominic Garrini from Violence Forever said. It's on the pre-show because it's like UFC. It's the prelims. They're trying to get you ready for the big fights, so they're going to put the talented roster on. Getting this on TBS and on HBO Max and other platforms for free, we saw how it bled over last time. This is a pretty great match to open up the crowd, kind of get them hot before the card starts. You have Okada, who's making his debut in Full Gear. And the only person who's ever been on Full Gear is Takeshita, who's 1-0. But against Neon, Mystico, and Mascara Dorada, an amazing trios tag team. Probably some of the greatest luchadors that they've had come up in a long time. This match is just going to be absolutely insane because you have 4 luchadors who can go, and then you have Okada and Takeshita who are just phenomenal. So, Rachel, this one's a hard one for you, but does the Don Callis family get the belts and create more attention, or does El Sky win? I totally just bumped on their name for a second.
No, you're fine. I think it's going to be a really good match. I think there's going to be lots of acrobats going on, lots of flying through the air. So I'm excited about that. I think Takeshita and what's the other one's name?
Okada. Takeshita Okada.
Takeshita Okada, the Rainmaker. That's what I was thinking of. That's who I want to know. Anyways, I think they could take the loss. So I have El Sky winning this one for the first time. I thought that, it'd be a pretty good match. Plus, the other two already have belts too. So this really wouldn't make a big difference. So, but that's who I have as El Sky.
I like it.
And I don't see anything for him.
If I had to guess for Smokey, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know he's in the comments, I think he's going to go with El Sky because I know he's like me with the whole storyline aspect of the tension between Okada and Takeshita, kind of keep building to that match that's going to happen.
Yep. Them two are going to fight.
With the Don Callis family right at the beginning of the show.
True.
Like the beginning of Full Gear, he could just
walk
away. They could open up Full Gear to the pyro and have him being like, peace out.
So who do you think's winning? Do you think El Sky or the Don Callis?
El Sky, for sure.
And I like Alex's comment here. Good luck to whoever has to follow this matchup, right? Like, I mean, it's just going to be absolutely insane. Mystico is a draw. I just want to point out real quick before we transition to the next segment. That dude literally took something that he was almost buried in WWE, something that he was kind of seen as not that special, went back to Mexico, reinvented himself, refound himself, and is now the top star in Mexico, is a draw everywhere he goes, and now is essentially featuring AEW as well. What a good redemption story for Mystico, kind of going from a laughing stock like, oh, Sin Cara, ha ha ha, to Mystico, like you want to see him wrestle. Like, I think that's cool. That's something that kind of pops me.
I think it's ironic because
I was announced before Jeff left.
So, coming from not being a fan of wrestling for so long, I want to point out the fact that for me, Sin Cara was the amazing luchador in the Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh God, the Scooby-Doo! I forgot about that.
It was so good. I had a toddler. It was amazing.
She would have watched it even if she didn't have a toddler.
I would have. I do. So for me, seeing
Sin Cara
Mystico now, knowing that that's the Sin Cara that they made like a DDR about, like Dance Dance Revolution style video game. Can we have that for real? I would have loved that video game for real.
Also, yeah, there was that weird moment in like the mid 2000s, early 2010s where like WWE was in like every cartoon and random movie. It was quite wild. Quite a wild time. I think at one point they were in like an Addams Family cartoon crossover. Yeah. Sometimes marketing is a wild, wild thing.
Or you just enjoy it.
I didn't say I didn't.
Listen,
I liked Surf's Up with WWE. It was entertaining. It was like Surf's Up WrestleMania or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cam
Because
watched that
Soraya
one.
did a voice.
So I knew you knew that. But now we're on to the main card, and I tried to balance this how we talk about them, but it's hard because there's a lot of good matches on here. But Pac versus Darby, both have a lot of experience at Full Gear. Pac being 2-1, and Darby being 3-1. They haven't faced each other in quite a few years, but they had a fire rivalry at Blood and Guts that kind of brought this back to fruition. So, Rachel and Jeff, do we have Darby winning or do we have Pac winning?
I got to go with Darby. All the way, Darby. Darby always wins every time. I don't care who he's fighting.
I agree, Alex.
This is going to be a really good match. I think there's going to be a lot of weapons, so to speak, that they're going to come out with. I think he's going to use his
He'll get disqualified if he does that, though.
skateboard. Yeah. I think that there's going to be some fire too.
Oh, gosh.
I think them two can work well with that. So, but I totally Darby all the way, not Pac. Bleh on Pac. I don't like Pac. No, he's got big ears too.
Oh, goodness. So what is Smokey got for us on Pac versus Darby?
Well, I don't want to say what he got because Pac's not going to win.
Oh no, Jeff went with. I like she's
You
refusing.
bastard!
I
She's refusing to read
know.
the
He
notes.
went against Darby. What the hell? So it doesn't matter what he said.
Oh man, Jeff got roasted. Oh, poor Jeff.
Yeah. He has should be a hard-hitting match. Hoping we get to see some of Pac's aerial moves since he is now a rough and tough heel, but who knows? Going with Pac winning to help push the Mox and Death Rider storyline. All of the storylines that are currently going on between the Death Riders and Darby, both men were in the men's blood and guts match.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Emily, do you have your boy Darby or do you have your evil rival Pac?
Well, it's only their second ever singles match. Their first one was at Bash at the Beach in 2020.
See, I almost said 4 years. I'm glad I didn't. It was 5 years ago. Wow.
And Pac was victorious. And then the next time they met in a ring, it was a tag team match, Darby and Orange versus Claudio and Pac, and it was a no contest. And then most recently, we saw them at Blood and Guts. So they've had a long history. It's just been very
Spread out.
sporadic. Yeah, like very much spread out. And I feel like they've had a lot of backstage segments with each other that just weren't mentioned and like
They weren't mentioned. They had a great promo
like,
this past week.
in what I've been like looking through, they weren't mentioned, but I know they've had like a lot of history.
We also got to look at he lost the coffin match. Coffin because I was saying Pac. He lost the coffin match because of Pac coming back and screwing him over. Gabe Kidd and Pac threw him through a table. So I'm with Alex here. I agree. Darby got literally lit up and lit on fire. It's time French. I think Darby gets the win here because he still needs to take everything from Moxley, and if he's beaten he's got to beat everyone. I think in the Death Riders kind of prove his point that he's got to beat Pac, and I think Pac can take the loss here. It doesn't really hurt him. I think Darby kind of needs that win to kind of keep his momentum against the Death Riders because then he'll have tapped out John Moxley, beaten Pac, and then he can finally get his win over Claudio. Really kind of show him climbing that mountain, pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, the Death Riders are slowly, tarnishing, but I want to point out, up until Jeff, the poll was 100% Darby. You bastard.
Jeff, you skewed. And I figured I wanted to keep that Death Rider theme going. So we're going to have John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly in a no-hold-barred match. So this is where some weapons could come out, Rachel, because there's no disqualifications in this one. So I think this one will be a tough one to get. Does Kyle O'Reilly continue momentum after making him tap out of Blood and Guts? Or does Moxley get a little bit of revenge on Kyle O'Reilly here?
I'm telling you what, I am not a big Kyle O'Reilly fan. I never have been. But the last two times that he has came out and fight, I'm just like, holy shit. Like, what lit underneath his ass? Like, now he's all like,
this is how he's always been. Y'all just noticing.
He was in the lock the other night, and two of them were beating him up, and he still isn't letting go of Moxley. He's like, ah.
I like that they just sacrificed Yuta when that was all happening. Like, they just rolled Yuta in there. Claudio rolls Yuta in there and to save it's like, yeah, screw you. Like, Yuta is literally the sacrificial lamb. He got rolled into harm's way.
Yeah. So, And I think so I have Kyle O'Reilly winning this. I really do. I think it's going to be great. I think he's going to tap out again because that's Moxley's trend right now is tapping out. I think he's going to end up going away for something, and then regrouping and coming back again. But I got Kyle O'Reilly. I'm kind of surprised. So let's see if I can find out what he has. I don't even know if he has this one.
I'm surprised that he didn't mention
Messiah of the Backbreaker
at all being involved in this.
I'm telling you what, every time. No, but I'm probably going to go with, he's probably going to go with Kyle O'Reilly.
Well, he's in the comments, so let us know, Jeff, if you went with Kyle O'Reilly. So while he's typing, Emily, do you have Kyle O'Reilly keep him going, keep him hot, as Alex said, or do you have Moxley getting a measure of revenge?
Alex, I agree. We're going to keep him hot. So tell me my research is correct. So it's pinfall, submission, or and it can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be.
It's
in
no
the ring.
holds. It's just no disqualification, basically.
But the pinfall or submission does not.
No,
have
it's
to
not
be
a
in the
false
ring.
count anywhere. It's just a no holds barred. It means no disqualification.
Okay, I was trying to look up the actual rules to this because sometimes like you just need to know what the hell is going to happen.
In kayfabe, it just means there's no banned moves, and so like a hit with a chair is not a banned move, a chokehold's not a banned. So it's just a no disqualification, but it has to take place.
So
in
it's
the
just to get Moxley to tap out again because he's a little bitch.
Yes, probably.
Yes.
Okay, that's where I'm going. By the way,
So you're saying Kyle O'Reilly?
100%. Kyle O'Reilly is at the top of his game right now. Don't let it down. Like Alex said, keep him hot.
And I think they will, but I think the problem is, I think somebody has it in for Kyle O'Reilly.
Messiah of the Backbreaker.
I think he's going to come out and break Roddy's back. I think that this is where we finally get the Roderick Strong turn. So I'm going with Moxley because I think Roderick Strong is going to come out. He looks like he's going to save Kyle O'Reilly and he's going to hit him with a backbreaker, and Moxley's going to be shocked and he's going to walk away because that way we can build up to that match. I think because I just see it. Poor Kyle gets turned on. He got turned on by Adam Cole in NXT, and I think he's getting turned on by Roderick Strong here. So I'm going way out there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm happy. But Kyle O'Reilly is getting screwed by
Messiah of the Backbreaker.
So
right.
that's my prediction. I'm locking
My
it in.
prediction is that Marina is going to be fed up
I agree with Alex.
Moxley's tapping out, and she's going to put him in a briefcase.
At least
Ooh.
Alex doesn't mind my little tinfoil in this one. I appreciate that. I don't know if I want to put him in a briefcase though. That's terrifying.
I don't like Roderick either.
But he's
Messiah of the Backbreaker.
Rachel, I think it's because Adam Cole really shined, and it made it hard to like the others
No,
when Adam
it's
was
because
that
you didn't
great.
watch Ring of Honor.
But I've seen old stuff, and I still would rather watch Adam Cole.
All the time.
It's not he was integral part. The Undisputed Era was great. Kyle O'Reilly was definitely one of the MVPs, but Roderick Strong was always that go-to workhorse. He was like the Dean Malenko of the Undisputed Era. Tell me I'm right in the comments. That he was the Dean Malenko. He was that workhorse that could go. That's my theory. Before we move on to the Gauntlet, and that's all I'm going to say on that hill. But now we have the Casino Gauntlet for the National Championship, which this title is basically going to be defended in CMLL, New Japan, and pretty much wherever else they have partnerships. So potentially even MLW, maybe? Who knows? We only know the first two participants officially, which are Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin getting number 1 and 2. The rumored entrants are Kevin Knight and Speedball. So we don't know who else is in there. So this will be fun to predict because who's going to win this? Is it someone that we don't think? Rachel, do you have a surprise entrant? Does Jeff have a surprise entrant? Who do you guys got?
Well, so them two who used to be tag team partners are going to fight against each other, correct?
No, it's a schmozz because they're still on a team. So I think they got 1 and 2. I think they're going to wait and try to dominate everyone who comes in. I think it's going to be like they're going to sit and both wait in the ring, let everyone come in, and it's going to load up, and they're just going to beat everyone up.
Okay. I could totally see that because I didn't
Okay, Alex.
like them two going against each other. I was like, well, who the hell is this? I don't see that. But I would say no matter who is going up against them, I'm going to go with them guys winning because they just throw people around.
So you think either Lashley or Shelton's going to win?
Yep.
Okay.
One of them two for sure. For sure. He has question marks. Very curious to see who all the participants in this match are and then what type of direction they are wanting to go with this new championship. Tony announced the creation of the AEW National Championship and that the inaugural winner would be crowned in a casino gauntlet match at Full Gear. The listed participants were determined on the same November 5th episode of Dynamite.
And the first time they're gonna defend it is at Final Battle December 5th in Columbus at GalaxyCon too. So they're only got about less than a month to reprieve before they have to defend that title. So, Emily, is it someone that we don't expect winning this? Is it someone that's already mentioned? Who do you got winning?
Well, first off, I'm hoping for some fun surprises and a great start to the lineage. I'm hoping it's somebody that wrestles in multiple promotions. I'm hoping it's someone that has shown that they have earned something like this, because to me, this is a workhorse title. This is something that you're going to have multiple matches a week, if not a month. I think that this is something that you're going to have to travel promotions, and I think it's going to be great for the brand of the title belt itself.
So who you got winning?
I'm not done. I think... Oh, I was done. I think Kevin Knight. I think that he's shown, in New Japan how great he can be in that tournament he was in. I think that Kevin Knight has shown in AEW that he deserves a title run. And I think that he's shown that he can keep a title. He's very much a great wrestler in every aspect of wrestling. And he even was thrown together in a tag team, and they are phenomenal together in Jet Speed. So,
and he's duly contracted with New Japan,
which is why this would work so well. And
okay.
I could see Kevin Knight going into MLW. I could see him everywhere, obviously, but Stardom. And
well, obviously.
Well, because you have to remember, you've got Rev Pro, New Japan, Ring of Honor, CMLL, and MLW.
But I just think it's no.
So obviously he won't be in Stardom. However, the rest of these promotions could very well have someone defending this title in them, and I think it would be cool to see it defended in New Japan as a big Wrestle Kingdom.
That could make sense, yeah, especially since there's a lot of AEW representation already with 2 matches.
Yeah, and if Mercedes isn't in this, we're good.
No, she can't be in this one. I think there's a lot of...
Can't or won't.
Oh, Alex throwing a curveball here. Gabe Kidd could come in. That would be pretty interesting for Gabe Kidd to come in and win it.
I would like that too.
That would be
somebody multi-contract.
So, I'm going with like how Ronda is and Henry is. I'm going with Ricochet. I think Ricochet is ready. Like what you were saying with Kevin Knight, I think it's more about Ricochet. I think Ricochet is ready to carry a title. Get him that heel promotion that he's traveling around the world. Aha! He's going to fly, Eagles fly, just for Alex. He's going to travel all around New Japan. I can see him going to Wrestle Kingdom again, just like last year. And he's going to represent that title, and he's going to represent balls all across the world. So I think Ricochet is going to be the new national champion. But I also think we're going to get Orange Cassidy in this match. I definitely see Jet Speed coming in. I do think there will be some surprises from CMLL. I think, you could see someone like a Blue Demon come in. Or maybe not Blue Demon, because that's a bad example because of what happened. But I think you'll see some participants come in that you don't expect. Gabe Kidd's definitely a good one. Shota Umino could come over. There's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot of travel. So I think the reason why you have Shelton and Bobby in this match at the beginning is they're going to do the old Royal Rumble shtick where they're both 1 and 2, but they're just going to wait for everyone, and they're just going to have the unfair advantage to start hurting people and beating down everyone until the ring fills up and it's too much for them to handle. Now, I know a lot of our poll people said MJF's coming back in this. I don't see MJF returning in this particular match. I did like what Ramiro said, though. Jay White. If somehow Jay White's healthy and he served us, imagine he comes in, cleans house, and somehow wins it. That would be a headline to talk about for days.
And again, it's a multi-promotion. I want someone who's known across multiple promotions. I think that would be really cool. I could definitely, again, see Kevin Knight defending it in CMLL. There's just so many ways that this could go.
I agree. I think it'll be fun. And you want to talk about many ways things can go. Well, we were kind of hinted at the beginning of the show, top of the hour here. So we have the semifinals decided. And I like that they put the semifinals, like they put the opponents next to each other on purpose on this graphic. That's why I like this one. You have Bayne and Shafir taking on Timeless and Mina. You have Willow and Harley taking on the Sisters of Sin. But before they have their semifinal matchup, all 4 are going to be in a 4-corner tag team match. And unfortunately, I read the rules. It's not an official 4-corner where it's elimination, so it's a 1 pinfall, 1 submission match. So whoever wins this will get an advantage for their semifinal match whenever that happens on a future Dynamite Collision. So which team wins and has an advantage going into their semifinal matchup?
Well, I can only pick one team because I thought them two were fighting and them two were fighting.
So it's only one because it's like a fatal 4-way.
I think that it is time for Harley and Willow to step up.
Ooh, Babes of Wrath. I like it.
I do like the Babes of Wrath. I love their whole get up and everything. But I think them two work very well together. I think the other ones do, but like Mira, them two were thrown into it. Like they, it's a lot of bitch there. How can you not like Timeless and Mia? What's her name? Sisters of Sin. No, Sisters of Sin are not winning.
We got them arguing in the comments. Jeff's not even here, and we got them arguing. This is great.
No.
Everyone's saying Sisters of Sin.
I will say they are only 36% of the poll, but they are winning in the poll.
Another one for Sisters of Sin.
Really come out too. They've really done a good job. I mean, Sky Blue kicked ass the other night, so I could see them winning. But I got Harley and Willow.
I like it. We got a Babes of Wrath. Jeff with Sisters of Sin. Emily, are you going Timeless Lovebombs? Are you going Bayne and Marina? Who you got?
I got my Babes of Wrath.
Oh, 2 Babes of Wrath. All right.
I can't go against Harley. Okay, I mean, I could, but why would I? I think that this would be great because I'm trying to understand. So, I'm going to ask a really dumb question. You ready? Are you
good, because I was going to ask it, but I didn't want to look like I was dumb.
Go ahead.
All right. So, we see that they get to pick their semi-final stipulation.
Correct.
So, say Babes of Wrath win the stipulation against Sisters of Sin. What the fuck kind of match do the other two teams get?
Not normal match. That's the advantage. They can get a because they can get a stipulation. Think about it. They can get a stipulation that gives them an advantage to get to the finals. So it's a strategy.
Yeah, that only gets them one step further.
It still gets them one step further. You're just being a hater.
I'm excited to see the match. I just don't care about the rest of it.
But you're telling me if Megan Bayne and Marina win and they pick a handicap match where one of the tag team partners has to stand outside and they just dominate, that's not an advantage?
Well, they did that at Blood and Guts.
But that's what I'm saying. But they could have a match that you could have Babes of Wrath win and go and have a match like a tables match against Sky Blue and Juliet. They could do crazy matches. There could be
I get this concept. This is fantastic.
But
why is the other match boring after this match is going to be great?
Emily is not impressed with what's on the line at all.
It's so stupid to me. I'm just very honest. I've been awake since 4. I apologize.
Well,
I just don't understand why the other match is going to be so boring after this next is going to be like...
It's not. Just,
I'll trust the process.
I was going to say, I think you got to see, because you got to see the storyline that comes out. It's not a regular match is not always boring. You don't want 4 stipulation
I'll
matches.
let you know in the post show how I felt.
Spoiler alert, she'll still be unhappy. She'll just be unhappy, even more tired, because it'll be like midnight, if not 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I also
Keep up with the comments.
I forgot to mention the records earlier for Moxley, by the way. It was 3-2 for Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly debuting. But this one we actually have Timeless is 1-1. Mina is debuting. Julia Hart is 1-0. Who did she beat? She beat Sky Blue for the TBS title last time they faced at Full Gear. So that's why I'm going with the Sisters of Sin as well. And I know Rachel's going to hate me because I agree with what Alex said earlier. They're going to pick the craziest stipulation. And when they beat Babes of Wrath and they go on and they win in the finals, become your first ever AEW Women's Champion, it'll be because of the stipulation that you hate so much.
Yeah.
I think Babes of Wrath.
Miro, I thought the same thing. If Tony wins this, I thought that there would be glass involved as well. And I think that it would be really clever because of how the tap out happened in Blood and Guts.
But that could be another one too. Yeah, Timeless wins and they and they get him a match where Babes of Wrath wins and they say no outside interference is their stipulation. It doesn't always have to be a crazy gimmick. It could be everyone's barred from ringside, so we don't have to worry about Tekla ruining it. So there could be logic to it. I'm gassing it up a little more than it should, but I'm going with Sisters of Sin. TJ was my first pick to win the titles. They got eliminated. Sisters of Sin. I think they're going to cap off a great year. Sky Blue's going to cap off an amazing Blood and Guts. I think Julia, it's poetic. Julia beat Sky Blue 3 years ago, and now they're together fighting for a gold technically this time. So I think it's poetic. It's good storytelling. So that's why I'm going with Sisters of Sin.
I do want to just throw this out there, guys. It's not that I hate that this is for a stipulation. I just hate that it's for one, there's 4 people fighting for 2 separate matches.
Well, it's not for 2. It's for 1 match.
Well, let's see.
Anyway, let's move on.
On the line.
It's 1 match on the line. It's basically just one person gets the gift of getting house rules for their match. That's it. You loved house rules when they did it. But anyway, speaking of something that's going to rule, we're going to go with Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. Now, the Young Bucks have been kind of teasing. They're not too happy with the Don Callis family. Jeff thinks and Matt think only one person's not happy with the Don Callis family. But Jurassic Express is undefeated as a team at Full Gear. And Jack Perry put away a dinosaur in a steel cage once at Full Gear. And we all know Kenny, he's got a 2-3 record. So the Bucks, not so well. So who comes out here? Do you think that Jurassic Express and Omega wins? Or do you think the Don Callis family and the Bucks win, Rachel?
Well, I think I have Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega winning. I think it's going to be a really good match. I see the Young Bucks, though, turning to John Callis and joining their family. I do agree that only one of them wants to join. I think the other one is just going to go just because they're a tag team together. So, but I think this match is going to be really good. I think there's going to be a lot of table breaking because I see Luchasaurus bombing everybody into tables because he can do that. So, but that's who I am.
Rachel wants plunder. I love it.
Yeah, because he just and all the tables every time. Luchasaurus does it every time. So I love it. But he has, look at this. We do agree. Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express. Another shot for the Young Bucks to help fix their money issues. This one will be even more painful since Kenny Omega is involved. And this would be $1.4 million that Jurassic Express has now won.
Jeff's got a running tally. I love it.
Does this loss push the Bucks into the Don Callis family, or does it have a different effect? What if the Bucks win? Then what? Are they back to be all right with the newfound winnings?
True, $1 million goes a lot of ways. Well, it used to go a lot of ways, but in Alex's case, maybe with pure inflation. But Emily, do you have the Kenny Express, as Alex has named them, the Omega, Jurassic Omegas? I don't know what we're calling them, versus the Don Callis and Bucks. Who do you have winning?
I have Jurassic Express with Kenny Omega because I don't want the Bucks to earn any money because I think it's funny if they
because you
don't.
like the broke Bucks gimmick.
I love the broke Bucks right now. I hated them for so long. It's time to love them again. And okay, so tell me how great this would be. What if the Young Bucks do win and Don Callis just comes over and takes the money, like Josh Alexander takes the money and hands it to Don, and he's like, thanks, this covers that pyro I've been paying for.
That would be funny.
What if Don takes the money that they just earned because he's like,
I agree,
thanks,
Alex.
you actually owe me this much money.
Jurassic cleaners with Luchasaurus came out with a vacuum cleaner. I think Steve's right.
And then also, what if the Bucks lose and Don's like, nah, you owe me more money now? Because you know how when his guys earn a title, that's his title too?
Ronda and Henry do owe him $20 from St. Louis.
They basically have a title and then Don's like, oh, that's my title too.
He's just going to take the money.
So he just takes their money. And I think that would be really funny. But also, I'm with you guys. Give this dinosaur some more money. The man has some things he needs to buy.
He's just going to go for his age and denominations because 1.4 million, so he needs a few hundred more million to get to whatever his age was.
He just starts buying fossils.
I like that the graphic too has the $100 bills raining down. I like that little subtle touch on this graphic. Pop me. Yeah, I can't go against I think our community was even 100% on this. I'm not going against any of that. Omega and the Bucks.
100.
And I don't think we get the fully. I think Romero hit the head on that. I think it's a slow burn. I don't think we get the full reunion, but they're definitely going to tease it again because 3 years ago when they came back, as they rose up out the ocean, it was just great because they are ready to go. But I'm blanking on that song name now. Help me out here. Supernatural. You know the song. Thank you. Carry on, I'm like, I'm dying over here, and she's staring at me. But yes, they came out with that classic entrance music, and they came back. Maybe they even play that music just to mess with the Bucks as they leave, and Kenny throws down the stack of $100. But I liked Alex's original idea that he needs to just take the money and just burn the money in front of the Bucks. That would be hilarious if they just mess around, take the. Either way, the Bucks will get screwed. Don Callis will take them if they win, or Omega's gonna burn them.
How about you just
Jeff
give
agrees.
it to me? I will take it.
I just love that. Like last time, Jack Perry tried to give the Bucks some money. Remember, he tried to give them $100. Do we get a little bit of pity money again? Thank you, Jeff. Yes, Carry My Wayward Son by Kansas. I don't know why I was blanking on that name, especially since I love Supernatural. But I agree with everyone else. I think this will be one of the matches of the night. I think this one and then the Okada trios match. I think both trios matches are going to be fucking fantastic, and I'm here for it. But this match, I've been waiting all day to hear Rachel's thoughts because I know Rachel's going to be so happy. And she's been predicting this. If you've listened to these predictions, every prediction episode, she predicts Mark Briscoe to win a title.
Except for last one.
No, but I think she predicts him 99% of the time. We'll give her that 1% exception. But Rachel, are you going with your boy again? Are you going with your heart? Are you going with Mark Briscoe? Or do you think Kylo Fletcher and Still? And Mark has to join.
No, Mark Briscoe's going to win it. Kyle can take the loss. Briscoe deserves to win a belt. The poor man has been in AEW wrestling. Give the man a belt. He deserves a belt. Yes. Kyle is fine. He can go and search for another belt. I don't care.
Just call Mercedes. She's got a link on belts.
That's right. No shit. But no, I think it would be good for Mark Briscoe because I think they're tied right now at like 3-3 matches. Okay, so whoever has this one would be 7. But I do think that the feud's going to keep going. So I don't think that this is going to be the final fight for them two. I think it's going to keep going.
Because this will be 6, and I think it's 3-2 Kyle. So you're right. Kind of like that Sports Reference. Does Mark win, and they go to Game 7, so to speak, at World's End?
Yep. That is what I think. So I see Briscoe doing it. So because it's always Briscoe.
I wonder what Jeff's got to go.
Oh, and he agrees with me.
Oh, Jeff picks Briscoe. Right? Holy crap.
I know.
Why? I don't think Jeff picked Briscoe in a match all year.
I know. He deserves to win, damn it. Finally, can Mark Briscoe get his first AEW championship? If he does not win this match, then I think you can kiss any chance of Mark ever winning it away. Should be a good, hard-hitting match. Wrestle Dream, Fletcher retained against Mark. On Dynamite, Mark challenged him to a no disqualification match for the championship at Full Gear. If Mark loses, then he must join the family. This will be the 6th match between the two. Fletcher leads the series 3-2 after the win at Wrestle Dream, which we just talked about that. So, yeah. Briscoe better win.
I like it. All right, Emily. Does the Sussex County Chicken, does our boy Briscoe finally bring home gold? Baby, does he finally get his gold? Because the word of the day is congratulations. Or is it and still? And he's like Alex said, he's got to join the family around all these people in suits.
All right, there's only one way that Kyle Fletcher wins. If I get my fucking pink title belt.
Pink title belt.
So, no, it's Mark Briscoe. Don Callis family, no. Nope. I don't want to see it. Give me conglomeration Mark Briscoe all day, every day. I do not want to see a Don Callis family styled Mark Briscoe.
However, this is where you said you see a certain scumbag potentially costing someone a title.
I could see MJF coming in and costing Mark the title shot only because he said he will stop at nothing.
Because he screwed him over at Forbidden Door.
Yes, he had said a promo, and in the promo, he basically said he's not going to stop until he fucks over Mark Briscoe.
I like it. So, is your official decision Briscoe, but you think it could also be
Yeah, like it
Okay.
depends on like obviously if there's interference and what happens here. But does Don Callis really want Mark Briscoe in the family? Like, what is his addition to bring?
Don Callis wants the whole goddamn roster so he can finally find someone to take out Kenny.
I know,
But Mark Briscoe's the last person that's going to take out Kenny.
exactly.
Exactly.
So I'm glad Alex got my little reference. Pink title belt. Just the fact that he hasn't got sung to the ring by Chapel Roan yet is maybe it happens here in Newark. However, Sandy Fork, his farm is only about 3 hours from Newark, making this close enough to a hometown win. I know it's not Delaware, obviously. As Wayne's World said, hi, I'm in Delaware, so there's not really much there, except credit card companies for some reason. I think Briscoe finally gets his workhorse title, like Jeff said, now or never. I think Briscoe has shown himself reliable on TV for multiple years, between taking all the losses last year in the Continental Classic to being the guy who's always taking the crazy bumps in the matches to losing to putting Ricochet away in that ambulance match. I think they've been planting the seeds for him to be that next workhorse guy. I can see him taking the title off Kyle, even for a quick title run, running it back at World's End for a 7th and final match potentially. And I know we don't want another rematch. Or you could even see him winning that TNT title and somehow getting screwed over and having like a dusty finish where MJF screws it over. But I'm going my heart. I'm going with Briscoe.
We're 75% Briscoe in the poll.
75%. Wow. So, Jeff, you're not the odd man out anymore, because the odd man out, surprisingly, is Kyle Fletcher, which I was going with Kyle Fletcher until he kept bringing up the fact that he will break history, that he will break the... I think when you start putting that out in the universe, that's usually when you kind of lose, is when you put that out. And I don't know. I think the word of the day is new champion. That's what I'm going to say. Is the word of the day is and new, baby.
Agreed.
Oh, getting to the wire here, getting the last few matches. Another one that I'm sneaky excited for, because I love Brodito. Brody King is the man. FTR is great, and Stokely gets no host. So I'm excited to see this match. I know people, again, not happy it's a rematch. But FTR has never won a match at Full Gear. Just to put that out there for you guys. They are 0-4 at Full Gear. And every time they have either if they have the titles, they lose them, or if they're going with titles, they don't win. So does FTR finally get a tag team title victory and a win at Full Gear for the first time? Or does Brody get his first win at Full Gear? Because Brody has also never won at Full Gear. So one of these people is going to get their very first victory at Full Gear, as well as walk home with the gold. So who wins?
Well, it's definitely not FTR, because they're never going to win anything, because they just suck. And they were rude, and they interrupted whatever his name was during the Blood and Guts show. So, but no, I love Brodito. I love him, love him, love him. And then Brody King, of course. How can you not love him as well? So,
that's great.
But I don't know.
Oh, I do it every time. I'm so sorry.
I was like, Ricky the Steamboat, what?
It just came out naturally, too. Like, there was no issue.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh,
That's great.
This is Emily, who's been up for 13 hours straight, everyone.
Yes, yes.
Great, actually.
So does Jeff agree with you with Bandito retaining, or is Jeff going with FTR and that bald bastard?
Nobody wants to hear what Jeff has to say.
So we know what he's going for.
He picked FTR and Stokely. Boo! He said, sorry, Brodito. I really have enjoyed your run and team chemistry, but it is time for the top guys to be back on top of the tag team division. Brodito did a great job, but with all the talks of boosting and bringing back the tag division in AEW again, I think that they need an established, reputable, and actual tag team be on top. Plus, they will bring automatic credibility to the tag team and defeats them. Outrunners, Jurassic Express, Jet Speed, Bang Bang Gang, Not the Acclaim, etc. I feel like we will get to see the Bucks versus FTR number 4 in our future. FTR defeated Jet Speed, Jurassic Express, and the Young Bucks at Friday Night Dynamite to become the number 1 contender for the Tag Team Championship at Full Gear. Came out and interrupted Ricky Steamboat at Blood. I just said that. At Blood and Guts Vita had to come out and make the save. Yes, he had that in highlight.
I love it. All right,
So
Emily.
yes,
So we have one for FTR, and we have one. Got to go over here for Brodito. So, and new or and still?
Well, I think you got it wrong. I've got one for FTR, and I've got one for
I
Brodito.
love it.
I
Oh, tired Emily is the
okay.
best Emily.
Everybody knows like heel bucks. Fuck that. Hated it. Give me a heel tag team. I'm not gonna like you. I'm not supposed to like you. You're fucking annoying. I just can't. I'll stop dropping F-bombs. I just can't. FTR is just so sour on me right now.
Good.
Yeah, like it's working. You're working. It's great. Give me Brodito all day, every day. Jeff, they're besties outside of this. I think that's why their tag team works.
Oh, a little late, Jeff, but we got some great history from you. We appreciate we appreciate it. You know, I guess the guys are sticking together on this one because I'm going with and new FTR taking the win here because I think they win and I think they're celebrating. And then you just hear on this day. And I think Cope and Cage return to confront FTR because I think that's the match they want. That's the rematch. Or maybe Copeland and Christian cost FTR and Brodito get it. But I think it's FTR. I think, like Jeff said, I think it's passing of the torch moment. Bandito's got Final Battle coming up next month to focus on. It doesn't really hurt Brody. I'd love to see Brodito. It's Cam's choice too. But I'm sorry, I got to go with FTR.
boo on FTR. No,
But
my battery light went off. Hold on.
no worries. So while she's fixing that, we are setting up for the next match of Statlander versus Mercedes.
I want to circle back really quick. In our poll, it is 55%
To 45%.
Brodito, 45% FTR.
So see,
So, like-
Jeff and I are still in the minority.
It's close though.
I love it.
55% for Brodito. I think we need some more people in that poll.
I agree. It's going to be open until 7 o'clock tomorrow for when the pre-show starts. But now we're on to the main event. Statlander, who is 0-2 at Full Gear, versus Mercedes, who's debuting at Full Gear. Or excuse me, 1-0 at Full Gear. Does Statlander get her revenge from last year where she lost to Mercedes thanks to Camille? Or does CEO get her 14th title and the internet burn down and everyone cry?
Well, I don't know what deal Mercedes made with Tony Khan, but I have a feeling that she's going to keep winning belts. I think she's going to take this one away from Statlander too.
Boo.
I know this is one, and I don't want her to win. Like, I think she needs to be done winning. But I do think that Britt Baker is going to be coming back. I think Britt is going to be the one that ends up beating Mercedes Moné. So, but yeah, I know. I really want Chris to win it, but I have a feeling Mercedes is on a winning streak, and I think there's a reason for it. So,
I agree with Alex here. Now, is Jeff going against you on this one? Is Jeff going with Statlander or is Jeff going with CE? No.
Jeff is going with Statlander.
Thank goodness.
Sorry, Monet, but it is not your time to have this championship. Enjoy carrying around the other 13 that you currently hold. I think Chris is really asserts her dominance, and Monet really puts her over in the match to help push her as strong, powerful, and legit champion. So
I like it. I like it. All right, Emily. CE no or Statlander?
The galaxy's greatest
Thank
alien
goodness.
will be winning.
I was just going to tell you to leave if otherwise. I'm scared.
I think that there's something about Champion Statlander that is really enticing, and I'm loving her promo skills getting better and better every week. I think that she has really stepped up, and I mean, for those of you who like don't know the history behind my fandom of Statlander, I really resonate with her as a champion, especially because she has to like overcome so many anxieties and fears.
She had to come over, overcome 2 ACLs too.
Exactly. Like, she's really earned her place, and she's
peaking at the right time.
she's really, really amazing at the moment, and I really just don't want this to stop for her. I think that this is going to be great.
Here you go, Rachel.
I think that Monet is going to have a hard time getting this title, and it's not her time.
You know what? I'm sorry, Rachel. You're the odd woman out on this because CE, no fucking way, because Statlander's retaining. I think, Statlander's got a 2-0 record on her. The 0-2 record against her. She finally gets that win because, like Alex said, like Emily said, like Rhonda said, this is the one belt Mercedes can't win. This is why she's got 775 belts, because she's overcompensating by winning all these other belts because she can't win the big one. She couldn't win against Tony, and she ain't going to win against Statlander. And still, Statlander goes on a dominant run. I don't see Statlander dropping this until next year to Willow. I think that's who it's got to be. Revolution. Willow takes the title from Statlander. I don't know. I just think that would be the good segue to the story. I don't see Mercedes winning this. I see that one that it's like Alex said. This is going to be the start of the derail. Moni's going to go down on a downward spiral, like Rhonda said. I think this is what's going to be. She can't win the big one, so she's going to go try to win more belts, and eventually she'll lose, and lose gracefully.
80% Statlander, 20% Monet.
I want Statlander to win, but I really think it's going to be Monet.
That is probably the biggest swing that we've ever done a poll for Mercedes. Mm-hmm. That is the biggest swing. Even at All In, I remember it was literally 50-50 Tony and Mercedes. That was the lowest. That is amazing. I agree with Steve, but it could also be match of the night.
So Mercedes has gone on to say that
another Britt Baker
and
returning.
Chris were some of her favorite matches that she's had, and that Chris brings out a lot of what Mercedes is trying to show, and they have like the chemistry and everything else. Like, Mercedes hypes up Statlander's matches with her, and that says everything. I like when she was doing that, she was talking to Bayley, and Bayley's like, wait a fucking minute. She's like, no, besides you. When she was actually saying that, it's funny, I have to point out, when she was saying all that about Statlander, she was on Instagram Live with Bayley, and they were like FaceTiming, and Bayley's like, excuse me. She's like, well, besides you, Bayley. Which, spoiler alert, 2026, I think Bayley is all elite. That's a fun fact for later. But we're now on to the main event. Samoa Joe versus Hangman 2 in a steel cage. Samoa Joe, one of the only other people who is undefeated at Full Gear with 2-0 record. Hangman Page is 2-2. So does Samoa Joe win back his title? Or does Hangman Page keep cowboy shit going? I agree.
Cowboy shit all the way. He retains, most definitely. I love Hangman. I always will. I think that there's going to be a lot of buckshots. I think that there's going to be at least 3, and I think that it's going to take at least 3 times for him to at least get Joe down, because Joe's a big boy. But I do think that there's going to be some interruptions again.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think someone's getting tossed off that cage.
Yeah, I totally see that happening for sure. So, but no, I go Hangman all the way. Screw Samoa Joe.
I love
and
it.
again, nobody wants to hear Jeff's.
Oh, no, Jeff. If you said Samoa Joe's winning, Jeff, I'm going to be upset.
He did. He said Samoa Joe. This may be one of Joe's last opportunities at winning one of the major championships in AEW before he starts to wind down his career. I do not think it's time for Hangman to lose, but I would make an exception for Joe. I chose with my heart on this one. Well, boo on Joe. Hangman wins.
Hasn't he already held the title?
Yes, this will be his second win if he wins.
Yeah.
He's already held it, Jeff. You don't need it again.
He does
You
not.
know who Emily's going with.
I'm not ready to see Hangman give up this title reign. I'm ready to see a new opponent. It's not that I'm tired of this. It's just that I think Hangman deserves a good title run, and it's hard when you're constantly throwing the same stories at him.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Twisted Metal Season 3 was announced. No chance he's winning. He's going to have to leave in a month or 2 for that. And I think a cage match is a great way to write off Samoa Joe. And you want to talk about a new feud. Well, Hangman's winning because I have 2 theories. One, Swerve comes out and delivers a house call to Samoa Joe, which helps Hangman win.
Oh my God.
But more realistically, after Hangman wins and he's bloody and he's beaten, the lights go out and you just hear, bow. Banner now, banner now, banner now, banner now, now.
MJF.
I think he comes out and he has his contract in hand and he just points to his watch like tick tock, like because he can announce it a week before he signs it. That same promo Emily was talking about earlier. He still has that contract. I think people forgot he has that. He has until All In next year to sign that contract and get a match at the following event he wants. He could come out and basically say, I'm next, motherfucker. Like, I have that contract. So my time now, that's my big, beautiful belt. And that could be a great way for it to go off the air, kind of set up, World's End season. And Steve's going for the crazy spot here. Buckshot lariat off the cage.
Yes.
Could you imagine Smojo climbing? Hangman gets on top and somehow Buckshot lariats and Smojo just goes down? That would be wild.
I think he would seriously hurt himself. I don't like that when they get on top of the cage. Like, you can wrestle and not put your life in jeopardy.
That's valid. Not going to say no to that.
I can tell you from Blood and Guts, I really was terrified about Mark being up there playing with chairs.
But you thought he was going to go through one table.
I didn't think he was going to go through one
Thank
table.
you.
I sat there wondering, are they going to fucking do that or not? I don't want to see it. If it's going to happen, I don't want to be here for that.
I think anyone would want to be there if him going through that.
But I do want to point out, crap, where was I going with this?
You were talking about top of the cage.
Oh, is it a closed cage? Do we know?
It's not a closed cage.
It's an open cage.
Yeah, it's not Hell in the Cell. Hell in the Cell is what's closed, and then the Blood and Guts. Not the cages are open. Remember
Okay,
Cody
I'm just
stood on top?
clarifying,
Remember how
that's
Cody
all.
had stood on top? Did the
You're going with Cody. You're cute. Remember when
Remember Edge
Kyle
broke it?
Fletcher and
Will Ospreay the
Will
Spanish Fly?
Ospreay were off of
Edge jumping off
opposite
it and getting
sides?
hurt. You had
Yes.
you had
go
Jack.
with Cody.
You had Jack Perry
He
jumping.
broke a toe.
Well, you know what though?
No.
It hurts to break a toe. Damn it! It hurts. You ever
He's
get up
still
at
crying
Yeah.
about it. Do you hear
Yeah,
this promos?
no. You ever get up at 3 a.m. to get a bottle of water and then your pinky toes does a 90-degree angle around the bed frame? That shit hurts. That
Trust
shit
me,
hurts.
Cody still cries about it to this day.
Enough. No, he
I love
doesn't.
Cody.
The only thing he ever keeps repeating is that referee tried to fuck on me because they keep using that clip over and over. I think I've heard that enough times in my life.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, we're going to go back. I want to get, since I feel like there's some tinfoil we missed here, I think we should end it with, anyone have any bold predictions that they didn't get out or any surprise returns that you didn't think of yet? So I don't know if Rachel and Jeff, if you have any surprise returns, predictions. I've heard Britt Baker. I've heard Jericho. Ramiro has been pushing Jay White all night. We had Camille in the comments.
I do see Britt Baker coming back. I really do. Tekla's going to come out and interrupt something because
The
she's
tag team match,
going
probably,
to
yeah.
do her fucking spider move all the time. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really good one. It's all good storylines that can go either way. So
I like we had a couple Jay White returns. I don't know if I see Will just yet because he's still recovering from injury, but
Swerve.
then again, it could also be non-wrestling rules.
Swerve is, yeah, I could
see Swerve because sometimes I feel like when they put those reports out there, like, oh, it'll be December. Sometimes I feel like those are, no pun intended, to swerve us.
Yeah,
I can see Swerve coming back because the pop he would get would be massive. And I agree with Alex. Obviously not Triple, but I think MJF is guaranteed just because it's Newark. But I think I'm like 50-50 on Swerve returning, even if it's just to pop the crowd. I'm not saying he has to get physical, just to get the people to cheer like, hey, I'm back. And sometimes get them on TV. I know you're recovering, but can we at least get them on TV and backstage tapes? Like, just remember they're there. That's all I ask.
You know who did that greatly?
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Yep.
yes.
So is that who you have returning? Or just Camille?
I thought Camille as well. I was really impressed that someone else thought that because I thought I was just like wishful thinking. But what if she cost Monet?
That could be interesting because last time we saw her about a year ago is when Monet was beating her down.
And Chris could use a tag team partner.
I mean, she
They
tried.
would be great
she
together.
tried to help with Willow, but she got shoved into her.
You know, there's so much story going on with that. It's
What are you talking about? They
incredible.
don't tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 2 matches to squeeze and I have 2 May returns. No, I think realistically we get 2. I think you get one on the pre-show and you get one on the main show. It's most likely MJF on the main show. I like that there's only 9 on the main card. I think this is a good balance. I think the pre-show, again, it's the second hour of Collision. You know, the Eddie and Hook match will be quick. So I think this will be paced pretty well. But it's Saturday night. It's not, it's not a Sunday. You don't have work the next day. It's the holiday week. I think it'll be a fun time. And I expect a solid show. I mean, I know it's a lot of rematches, but I think it'll be fun.
I think you mispronounced Saturday.
Oh, yeah, it is on Saturday night.
Saturday. Yes.
I think either way, Alex, you'll have a great time because you're probably gonna lose your voice by the end of the night. So,
Blood and Guts came close.
Came close.
Yeah.
I'm still eating cough drops. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Jeff, for trying to catch Bill Parcells down in good old Louisiana. And thank you, Rachel, for reading those notes for Jeff and participating like always.
I want to point out he outed himself on having highlighted notes for you.
That was my highlight of the night. But I appreciate everyone.
Good.
Make sure you're checking us out. Follow us on all socials at Cruising with Kayfabe and CWK Podcast on Twitter. And until next time, remember, everyone always keep the kayfabe.
I must bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night, bang! But again, thank you for partying with us. But it's getting late. I must bid you adieu, so from King Omega and the whole, goodbye, and good night, bang! Goodbye, and good night.